What is up, my fellow jewelers? I am so excited about today's piece. Look at this beauty. Do you see these beads? Do you see the chain? I love the multiple chain on this piece. It just makes it pop, it makes it bling. Now again, you may not have the same beads as me, and that is okay. You can choose the beads of your liking, but today we are making a long necklace. I am so excited to show you how to do it, so let's go. So this is what you're gonna need to make your long necklace. You're gonna need your tools, your long nose pliers, your round nose pliers, your cutter tools. Now I use electrician cutter tools because I just feel like they cut way better and they last a lot longer. Then I have 10 beads all together. You can do however many beads you want. You can do just all pearls or different beads or whatever, but these are the beads that I chose, and I have 10 beads. And so for every bead I am going to have for the necklace, I am going to have the same number of head pins. So I have 10 head pins, one for each bead. And then I have this small, tiny chain. It is so cute. I actually get it on Amazon, but you can get it wherever you buy your jewelry material. Then I get this chain and I get it at Walmart, and I love this chain. These links are a lot bigger than these links, and this is what you're going to put around your neck. And so it's very simple necklace. These are all the material you'll need. To get started, I am going to grab a bead and I am going to grab a head pin. I'm going to put my chain to the side, and I am going to put my head pin through my bead, and I'm going to have a very little amount of wire right here because I want to make small loops. The smaller the loop, it feels like the more integrity there is for this necklace. So I'm going to grab my round nose pliers. I'm going to bend the wire back at a 90-degree angle, about a 90-degree angle, and then I'm going to use this because it's going to be a smaller loop. I am going to start at the bottom part of my round nose pliers. So I'm going to grab it just at the end, and I'm going to loop it around to where it makes a loop. So can you see that? Oh, and it doesn't need to be touching yet. The loop doesn't need to be closed yet. And then I am going to grab my cutter tools, and I'm going to cut. Again, I am going to cut a lot off because I want to have a small loop. So I cut a lot off. I might even cut just a little bit more. I'm going to cut just a little bit more. And then I'm going to make another loop on this side. So I'm going to do a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to grab it at the very end of the wire, at the base, at the very tip of my round nose pliers. And I'm going to loop around. And that is my first bead. Do you see that? Do you see I have two loops, one on this side, one on this side? And I'm going to do that for the next bead. I am going to make two loops on both sides. I'm going to make a loop on this side and a loop on this side. So again, I don't want a big loop because the smaller loop, I feel the necklace stays together longer. So I'm a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to make a tiny loop just right there. See, I made my small loop right here, and then I am going to cut it with my cutter tool. And I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to again bend it at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to loop it around. And now I have two loops. Again, a loop on this side, a loop on this side. So go ahead and put a head pin through all your beads, and then we'll get to the next step. So I'm on my last bead. I'm gonna put my last loop on. I already put a loop on one side, and I'm going to make my last loop. Okay. So now I'm going to cut my chain. I'm going to cut it about 10 inches, and so you can be precise or you don't have to. I am going to be a little bit precise because honestly this chain doesn't need precision too much. It really doesn't. So I'm going to use my board, and I'm going to cut a 10-inch chain. So right about there, I'm going to cut 10 inches. Again, this doesn't need to be precise, and if you want this chain shorter, you may absolutely do it shorter. So I have about 10 inches worth of chain right here. Now let me show you a little trick so I don't have to keep measuring every time. I don't need these chains to be absolutely perfect when it comes to this necklace. I like the chains to be a little bit different size and variation, so you can see there's multiple chain on it. So I have my head pin right. I put my last link on my head pin. Do you see that? Put my last link on my head pin. And I am going to take this right here. I'm going to put the link on this chain And do you see, I am going to use it to measure. And again, I don't want it perfect. I kind of want them to be a little bit different length, not by much, maybe by a link or two. And I'm going to use it to cut the length of my chain. Do you see that? Oh my goodness. So I'm going to use my head pin, and I'm going to use it every time to cut the length of my link. It just makes it so much easier than measuring every time or counting out every link. I used to count out every link on my chain and to make sure they were exactly the same length, but I really don't. It just takes so much time, and this is just a quicker method. So I'm going to, again, roll out my chain. I've already put it up to my head pin, attach it to my head pin, and I am going to use it, and I am just going to cut that right there. And I am going to make, I do 5 to 8 chain. I do 5 to 8 of these. I just like that. If you like more, then do more. If you like less, then do less. But I think for this necklace in particular, I'm gonna do probably about 6. So I'm gonna cut 6 of these out, and then we can do our next step. So I've cut 6 chain out. I'm gonna put this aside because I don't need it anymore. So now I'm gonna take my chain, I'm gonna cut my chain. I'm gonna take it out of the package first. So what I'm gonna do for me is I'm gonna cut about 22 inches. So this is 10 inches, but I'm gonna cut the bigger chain that's gonna go around my neck to 22 inches. Now I am a tall girl. I am about 5'10". I'm a tall woman. And so it's gonna be longer on me than it is you if you're shorter than me. And so you put it around your neck and put it to where you think you want it. And then you cut it from there. But I'm gonna do about 22. I'm gonna do about 22 inches, about right there. I'm gonna do 22 inches for this chain. So I have about 22 inches here. I'm gonna put this chain aside so I don't get mixed up. Now we're going to assemble. What I like to do is I like to put my beads together first. So I am going to start putting my beads together. So I'm gonna take one of my beads, I'm gonna open it up, I'm gonna open the loop up, I'm gonna grab the other one, and I'm going to put it through, and then I'm going to close it up. So I'm going to close it up. Yes, close it up. And I'm going to use my long nose pliers to kind of close it up. You want it so you close up the gap, because if you have a gap, your necklace is going to fall apart. You don't want your necklace to fall apart. Gaps are not good. And so I'm always going over, when I do necklaces that have these links in it, I'm going over my necklace over and over and over again to make sure that all my links are closed up. And so now I'm going to assemble 5 of the beads together. So I'm going to open this one. I'm going to open this one. It's just a little bit open. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to hook it in to this bead, and I am going to close it up. Again, using both my round nose pliers and my long nose pliers. And the reason I say that the smaller links have more integrity, because it feels like it's harder for them to open up. If it's a bigger loop, they seem to open up a lot easier. And so I like to make my loops as small as I possibly can. And so that's why I make tiny loops. Now, if you're just a beginner, make the big loops. You need to practice as much as possible. Loops did not come easily for me. It took me a long time to practice, but I would practice my loops, and make them over and over again. And I'd make huge loops. I would make the biggest loops possible because I just wasn't that great at it. But the more I did it, the better I got. And then I started to make smaller loops and smaller loops and smaller loops because they stayed closed better. So I put these all together. Do you see that? Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. This is gonna be the pop in your necklace. This is gonna bring the color to your necklace. So now I'm gonna do the same pattern that I did here. I'm gonna do that over here with these beads, the same exact pattern. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. So now I am going to, for where we hook the smaller chain in, I'm gonna find which end has the bigger loop, because the bigger loops hold the chain better. And then I am going to hook each chain from, I'm gonna hook all 5 chains here, and then I'm gonna hook 5 chains in here. So what I do first is I open this loop. This loop is the biggest, right? And I don't even have to move it from my head pin. I just leave it on my head pin so they don't all go crazy, right? I leave it on my head pin, and then I start putting them one by one. The last link on the chain and I hook it one by one by one. It doesn't matter if they get twisted up, it's gonna look cute no matter how you do it. If you want to put it in the right order, do it in the same order from one bead to the other bead, but just start putting them on last link by last link by last link. And sometimes it doesn't want to, and sometimes it does, and you just have to have patience. You have to have patience. So I'm putting my last link on here, and I'm going to close it up. Sometimes they want to squeeze out, and you just want to say, no, don't go, don't get out. And so now I'm going to close up my link, because if I don't, then the chain is going to fall off. And now, oh, do you see that? Our necklace is coming together. I love it. I love it. So now I'm going to take off the chain from the head pin. I don't need that head pin anymore. And I am going to open up, and I am going to put all the chain on the other bead as well. So go ahead and do that. Do you see? Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. I'm so excited. And now the last thing you need to do is just connect your big chain on. This is where your neck goes, right? And so I am going to open the loop at the top. I'm going to open the loop, and I only need to put one chain on this time. It's going to be super easy. Put your chain in there, close up. You need to close up your loop. I close it up this side. Now we're going to open this loop. Oh my goodness. This looks amazing. It looks amazing. I'm so excited. I cannot hide it. What? Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Look at this. This is one of the most simple but gorgeous necklaces I have made, and I love it. Okay, you have to admit how beautiful yet easy this necklace is. I mean, just look at it. I mean, from the long chain around your neck to the multiple chain at the bottom and to the beads of your liking. This necklace is perfect when you need a long necklace. So if you like videos like these, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. I love you. Comment, share, like. But until the next time, I'll see you later. Bye!